Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Bhagavatam, first canto, 9th chapter, text 42. Let us recite this verse. Tamimam ahamajam sharirabhajam
तमिममहमजं शरीरभाजं
हृदि हृदि दिशितम् आत्मकल्पितानाम्
हृदि हृदि निश्चितम् आत्मकल्पितानां
प्रतिदृशाम् इव नैकाधारकम् एकम्
प्रतिदृशमिव नैकाधारकमेकम्
समधिगतोऽस्मि विदुतभेदमोहः
समधिगतोऽस्मि विद्युतभेदमोहः।
Yes, Abhishek for translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Did you ask me, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes. My voice is
Okay.
clear, no? For everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prabhuji. It broke in the middle, but yes, Prabhuji. So,
Yeah.
translation. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon the one Lord, Shri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regards to its presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one.
Yeah. So now Bhīṣmadeva is telling here that now I can meditate with full concentration about that one Lord, Shri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconception of duality in regards to his presence in everyone's heart. Okay, let us read the purport. Yes, Ashutosh purport.
Yes, Prabhuji. Perfect. Lord Shri Krishna is the one absolute personality of Godhead, but he has expanded himself into his multiplenary portions by his inconceivable energy. The conception of duality is due to ignorance of his inconceivable energy. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:11, the Lord says that only the foolish take him to be a merry human being. Such foolish men are not aware of his inconceivable energies. By his inconceivable energy, he is present in everyone's heart, as the sun is present before everyone all over the world. The Paramatma feature of the Lord is an expansion of his plenary portions. He expands himself as Paramatma in everyone's heart by his inconceivable energy. And he also expands himself as the glowing effulgence of Brahma Jyoti by expansion of his personal glow. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita that the Brahma Jyoti is his personal glow. Therefore, there is no difference between him and his personal glow, Brahma Jyoti, or his plenary portions as Paramatma. Less intelligent person who are not aware of this fact consider Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma to be different from Shri Krishna. This misconception of duality is completely removed from the mind of Bhīṣmadeva, and he is now satisfied that it is the Lord Shri Krishna only who is all in everything. The enlightenment is attained by the great Mahatmas or devotees, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita 7:19, that Vasudeva is all in everything, and that there is no existence of anything without Vasudeva. Vasudeva or Lord Shri Krishna is the original Supreme Personality, as now confirmed by a Mahajan. And therefore, both the neophytes and the pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. That is the way of the devotional line.
Yes. Hare Krishna. So we'll discuss this paragraph. So here it is said that Lord Krishna is the one absolute supreme personality of Godhead. He expanded into different forms. So basically here Prabhupada is telling about this. One should not here because Bhīṣmadeva understood that Krishna is the supreme Lord. So there are different forms of realization of the supreme God. Like there is one verse comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vadanti tat tattvavidas svattatvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. So brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate.
Voice is not
So
audible, bro.
not audible, no?
It is
I
audible.
Oh,
mean,
I think
Prabhuji,
some
it's audible.
it's audible, no?
in the
You can check
middle
your
it got
connection, Shri
stuck.
Ram Krishna.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan iti Shabdate. So basically there are three aspects of realization of the absolute truth that is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. First is Brahma Jyoti. Like Brahma Jyoti is the boundary between spiritual world and material world. So Brahma Jyoti is the one. Above that, if you go, there is the Paramatma, and the highest realization of God is Bhagwan feature, where we understand that Bhagwan is actually the supreme personality of Godhead. He is a person having six opulences. Yeah, so this is very important understanding. So many times people, the impersonalists, they remain on the Brahman platform only. They think if you merge in the Brahman, that is all in all. So they don't know anything beyond that, and they call themselves also so-called spiritualists. But actually, these spiritualists remain on very superficial platform, and because of that, they again fall down into this material world because they never get entrance into the spiritual world. They remain in the Brahma Jyoti, just in the boundary. So that's what it's stated here that Brahma Jyoti is his personal glow. There is no difference between him and his glow. So now let us ask all of you, if there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's effulgence, then what is the problem? Why, like, or can you tell an analogy which Srila Prabhupada tells about how even though Krishna and Krishna's effulgence is same, but still they are different. So for this, Srila Prabhupada gives one analogy to understand this particular thing. In many of his
Got
Prabhupada books, he gives this analogy.
about the sunlight and the sunshine.
Yeah, sun. There are three things. Like I told, Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma, and what we say, the Bhagwan. So three are there. So in that, you compare me. You tell for everything like Brahma Jyoti, okay, sunlight. What is equivalent for Paramatma and Bhagwan?
Sun disk and sun planet, bro.
Sun disk and sun planet. Sun disk and sun
Sun
planet
globe,
is same
sun
only.
globe,
No?
sun globe and sun planet. Sorry, bro.
Sun globe and sun planet same only. So sunlight we can compare to Brahma Jyoti. Sun globe or sun planet we can compare to the uh, what we say, the
Paramatma.
Paramatma feature. And Bhagwan is compared to what?
The sun god.
Sun god. Yeah, correct. So sun god is actually, so beyond sun planet or sun globe, there is a sun god. So that god has to be known. So one may say, okay, the sunlight is coming. That is, so sun, when as soon as sunlight comes in your home, you say that sun has come. So that is true only because sun and sunlight is same. But at the same time, without the main sun or sun god or the sun planet, there is no existence of sun rays. So that means sun rays cannot be independently taken as complete sun or something. Similarly, Brahmajyoti, even though it is coming as an effulgence of the Lord, but it is not independent. And if somebody wants to merge into Brahmajyoti, then that is not a permanent position. Again, he has to come back on this earth. Yeah, so this is the wonderful thing given here. And Prabhupada at the end is telling that this misconception of duality is completely removed from the mind of Bhīṣmadeva because Bhīṣmadeva is able to completely focus on personal form of the Lord. So for him, the other two forms doesn't exist because he has already transcended that and he has gone to the topmost level of understanding the Supreme Lord. So that is very nicely told here by Srila Prabhupada. And yeah, that Vasudev is all in all. There is no existence anything without Vasudev. Vasudev or Lord Krishna, the original person, has now come confirmed by a Mahajan. Who is that Mahajan?
Bhishmadev.
Bhīṣmadeva.
Bhishmadev. Yes, Bhishmadev is one of the Mahajanas. So Bhishmadev, so Mahajana Yena Gata Sapanta. That means we have to follow in the footsteps of Mahajan. And here this Mahajan is telling about the Brahman Bhagwan feature, which is the highest one. So in that way also we get the complete understanding that how Bhagwan feature is the highest. And both the neophytes and the pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. This is the way of devotional line. So in devotional line, we have to follow our Mahajanas, the great devotees, pure devotees of the Lord. And by following in their footsteps only, we can actually get perfection in our life. Otherwise, if we just speculate something on our own, then we may not reach to that platform. Okay. So let us go to the next paragraph. Yes, Arvind Pro, you can read next paragraph.
Hare Krishna. The worshipable object of Bhīṣmadeva is Lord Sri Krishna as Parthasarathi, and that of Gopis is the same Krishna in Vrindavan as the most attractive Shyamasundara. Sometimes less intelligent scholars make a mistake and think that the Krishna of Vrindavan and that of Battle of Kurukshetra are different personalities. But for Bhishmadev, this is misconception is completely removed. Even the impersonalist object of destination is Krishna as impersonal Jyoti, and the yogi's destination of Paramatma is also Krishna. Krishna is both Brahmajyoti and localized Paramatma. But in Brahmajyoti or Paramatma, there is no Krishna or sweet relations with Krishna. In his personal feature, Krishna is both Ardhasarathi and Shyamasundara of Vrindavan, but in his impersonal feature, he is neither in Brahmajyoti nor in Paramatma. Great Mahatmas like Bhishmadeva realize all the different features of Lord Sri Krishna, and therefore they worship Lord Krishna, knowing him as origin of all features.
Yeah. So sometimes Prabhupada is saying, yes, sometimes people make a mistake and think that Krishna of Vrindavan and that of the battlefield of Kurukshetra are different personalities. But for Bhishmadev, this misconception is completely removed. So he could understand that he is the same personality who is in Vrindavan playing with all the cowherd boys, Gopas, Gopis, and all. And now same Krishna has come here on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Krishna is both Brahmajyoti and localized Paramatma. Haribol. But in Brahmajyoti or Paramatma, there is no Krishna or sweet relations with Krishna. Yeah. So only in his personal feature he is Sarthi and Shama Sundar. So both are same. Well, like that we say no? Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Partha Sarthi. So in that way both are same. Okay. So here we can understand what kind of consciousness our Bhishmadev is having. And Prabhupada is very nicely uh, bringing out his wonderful qualities, comparing with the mundane people, how they mistake Krishna to be, and how pure devotees consider Krishna to be the what we say, the Bhagwan feature, and they understand his Sham Sundar form. Okay, let us go to the next verse. Sota Uvacha
Suta Uvacha
Krishna evam Bhagavati
Krishna evam Bhagavati
Mano Vagdrishti Vrittibihi
Mano Vagdrishti Vrittibihi
Atmani Atmanam Aveshya
Atmani Atmanam Avishya
Tonta Shvasa Uparamat.
Tasvasha Uparamat.
Yes, Dhruv translation.
Suta Goswami said, thus Bhishmadev merged himself in the Supersoul, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent and his breathing stopped.
Yeah, so now we are, I think today will be our last day of Bhishma's prayers, because prayers are almost ended, and now Suta Goswami again is started speaking. That means he has concluded the prayers of Bhishmadev, and now he is telling that Bhishmadev is now going to leave his body, the passing away of Bhishmadev, and he completely merged himself in the super soul. Merged means not in the Brahma Jyoti, but in the completely in the remembrance of Lord Krishna with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent, and his breathing stopped. Okay, so purport, Shri Ram Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. The stage attained by Bhishmadeva while quitting his material body is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi because he merged his self into thinking of the Lord and his mind into remembering his different activities. He chanted the glories of the Lord, and by his sight he began to see the Lord personally present before him, and thus all his activities became concentrated upon the Lord without deviation. This is the highest stage of perfection, and it is possible for everyone to attain this stage by practice of devotional service. A devotional service of the Lord consists of the nine principal service activities, and they are: one, hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, executing the orders, fraternizing, and fully surrendering. And any one of them or all of them are equally competent to award the desired result. They will be practiced persistently under the guidance of an expert devotee of the Lord. The first item, hearing, is the most important item of all, and therefore, hearing of the Bhagavad Gita and later on Srimad Bhagavatam is essential for the serious candidate who wants to attain the stage of Bhīṣmadeva at the end. The unique situation at Bhīṣmadeva's time of death can be attained even though Lord Krishna may not be personally present. His words of the Bhagavad Gita or those of Srimad Bhagavatam are identical with the Lord. They are sound incarnations of the Lord, and one can fully utilize them to be entitled to attain stage of Sri Bhishmadeva, who was on the one of the eight Vasus. Every man or animal must die at a certain stage of life, but one who dies like Bhishmadeva attains perfection, and one who dies forced by the laws of nature dies like an animal. That is the difference between a man and an animal. The human form of life is especially meant for dying like Bhishmadeva. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So here this is how. So the stage attained by Bhishmadeva, Prabhupada is saying that it is attained only by Mahajanas or we can also attain? What Prabhupada is saying? Can we attain this stage which such exalted state as Bhishmadev is thinking about Lord, meditating on Lord, offering so many prayers, and he also got Nirvikalpa Samadhi because he merged himself into thinking the Lord and his mind into remembering the different activities of the Lord. He chanted the glories of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mahamudra. By his sight, he began to see the Lord personally present before him. So, can we attain this stage? Is it possible for us?
Yes, he mentioned, yes, we can
Yes,
attend.
How?
it is possible by hearing Shrim. He mentioned about the nine parts of devotional service. However, mentioned that hearing is one of the most important of them all, and just by hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, one can attain this stage.
Yeah, exactly. So, all this basically practice of devotional service, it is very important. And by regular practice of devotional service, like all of you are already doing, but it has to be more intensified, especially in terms of the Navavidha Bhakti, that is nine processes of devotional service, starting with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. So, so it starts with Shravanam. So out of all the nine processes, actually Shravanam is the most. Now you can remove the share, bro, usual, bro, screen share. So out of all the eight processes of devotional service, the Shravanam is the most important and most easy also. Because if you see for all other methods like Kirtanam or even Kirtanam also includes preaching and all. Yeah, so you have to speak to people and even those things are there. Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So these processes are much more difficult. But if you see Shravanam, it doesn't take much. Shravanam means you have to just hear. And hearing doesn't take much effort. Like suppose you have to give a class, then you may have to prepare that entire thing. You prepare, go through it, and then only you will be able to speak it in front of the people. Yeah, so there is, and sometimes you speak, and so those things come. And you have to read. You have to take a lot of efforts in that way. But when it comes to hearing, there is no much effort. You have to just start your speaker, and you just hear the particular lecture, and that's how you hear. So then hearing is the most easy. And it is said that as soon as we even get a desire, that eagerness to hear about Krishna, immediately it is said Krishna comes and sits in our heart. And even if somebody has desire to hear about Krishna, Krishna will come and sit in our heart, and then you start hearing, then Krishna is locked up. Is locked up. Nobody can remove Krishna from your heart. So he gets locked up in the heart, and then the more you keep hearing about him, his glories, about his Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, about his holy name, his pastimes, his different activities. So when you start hearing about it, automatically Krishna becomes so attracted. Krishna never wants to leave such devotee, and that's why the hearing is very important, and it has to be done every day. It's not like once I have done, that's it. No, if you do once, then Krishna will also come once and go back. But if you do regularly, then Krishna, there is no chance of Krishna living from our heart. He will always remain in our heart. And then if Krishna remains in our heart, then what happens is, then the whatever the anarthas are there in the heart, it cannot remain for long. All those anarthas will be taken out from the root. Slowly, all the anarthas will go away. Shrinvatam Sukata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastro hi abhadrani vidhunoti suratsatam. So vidhunoti, that means Krishna, while sitting in the heart, he is personally cleaning all the dirt or all the attachments, all the material desires that we have. Everything will be completely cleansed. And then we become more and more purer. The purification becomes very easy. And that's how of course, that hearing also has to be applied in our practical application in terms of services, in terms of giving the knowledge to other people, and sacrificing time for Krishna, sacrificing ourselves completely for service of the Lord. So these things are also important. So hearing and at the same time applying that what we hear in our life, then we see that purification becomes very easy. So this is how we can also attend to the same form, same samadhi or same destination which Bhīṣmadeva has come. So by reciting all these prayers, this also gives us a lot of motivation and a lot of encouragement. And also, if we can follow in the footsteps of this Mahajan, that is Bhīṣmadev, how he is meditating on different limbs of Krishna's body and different pastimes of Krishna, and he's remembering all those. From if you see from the beginning, the prayers go. Every activity, every form of the Lord is like deeply what is it? Imprinted on the mind of Bhīṣmadev, and he's remembering exact forms with all the details and everything. That is very important. So when we have such kind of remembrance of the Lord, and such kind of remembrance comes only by serving Krishna. So when we serve Krishna, because even while doing services, you will see different Krishna reciprocating in different ways, and those reciprocations will help us to go more and more closer to the Lord, and that will help us to keep Krishna in the center of our life, and all other things go in the sides it go. That is how we can also attain the same destination which Bhishmadeva has attained. So that is what is the essence of all these prayers of Bhishmadeva, which we have been reading from last some weeks or maybe few months we are reading. Yeah, so this very important prayers. Even if all of you wish, you can even go through it again. You can give some of you might have missed some session in between or something, but you can again go through all this. It's not very big. I think it started with 32 or something, 32 or 24 or something. It started the verses. Now we ended with 43. So around 10 to 15 prayers are there. So we can again go through these prayers and again completely. So because this kind of prayers are again and again, if we go through it, then only we can get that complete understanding of that. Okay. So thank you all very much. Today we are ending early because
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So sorry,
one thing
just
is,
had one doubt. So sorry to cut you.
yeah.
The previous verse you mentioned how Bhishma Dev was sharing that Krishna in Vrindavan is same as Krishna in Kurukshetra, which was there in the purport, which is fine. I mean, it is of course true that Lord is the same, but in many of the classes and we have heard some devotees also saying that how Krishna actually never left Vrindavan. And it was Mahavishnu form which was there in all the other places. Actually, Krishna never left Vrindavan, what was the statement I had heard. So I just wanted some clarification maybe on this.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, I also have heard it. Actually, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna is always in Vrindavan. So there is a
Yes.
Vrindavan Krishna who is always in Vrindavan, and the Krishna who goes to Dwarka, he is the Vasudev Krishna. Yeah, he's the son of Vasudev. So even though that is true, but when Prabhupada is telling that there is no difference between both Krishna means ultimately Krishna is one only. But Vrindavan
Yes.
Krishna remains in Vrindavan, and it's the same Krishna comes as Vasudev Krishna, and he does pastimes in Dwarka and Hastinapur. But what
Okay.
Prabhupada was saying no is like thinking that this Krishna is different and this Krishna is completely like no, what we say, completely different or something, not having
Mm-hmm.
any. So that's what Prabhupada was highlighting, that Krishna is not different. It is only the same Krishna only comes, but actual
Mm-hmm.
Vrindavan Krishna remains in Vrindavan, and he expands into Vasudev Krishna to do further pastimes in Dwarka and Hastinapur like that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what is said here. But we can't make them completely different. Okay, this person is different. This person is different. That person is some child playing with the Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, and here is another king has come or something. So that kind of difference we should not make. Yeah, like even Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita, in Krishna book, that actually in there one Krishna takes birth from like Devaki. He is a Devaki's son, Devaki Putra, Krishna. But in the purport, Prabhupada says that if somebody thinks that Krishna has taken birth from the womb of Devaki, it's an aparadh. This is because Krishna is the supreme God. How can he take birth from ordinary way, like a mother's womb and all? That is not so. If somebody thinks also with this way, then it's an offense. So basically, what happens is Krishna first enters into the heart of Vasudev, then it transfers into the heart of Devaki, and that's how he takes birth. That is a proper understanding. So sometimes the same things will be told in a way what people understand in different. Because if we say womb, he has come from the womb, then people say "Hey, Krishna is ordinary, is not supreme God." So then Prabhupada says, no, if you think like that, then it's an offense. Similarly, Prabhupada is saying here that if somebody thinks that if these both are different, then that is not proper. An ordinary man will think in that way only. But devotee understand that he is the same Lord. Same Lord only comes here. At the same time, internal. So when we are discussing, that is internal thing that Vrindavan Krishna is here and Vasudev Krishna is there. But when the outside people are thinking, they are thinking on external point. In the mundane point of view, they think, okay, this Krishna is different, that Krishna is somebody else like that. So so that's what Prabhupada is condemning here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for clarification.
Okay.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Who is
Hare
that?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
Prabhupada is saying in purport that Bhīṣmadeva is one of the Ashtavasus. Who is Ashtavasus? Eight Vasus.
Yeah. Ashtavasus, no?
Who are they, Prabhuji?
Actually, Ashtavasu, uh, there is that particular, it's basically the divine people are there who are, there are different people also come. In that, even this thing also comes. What we say? Some of the
Yeah, they say
divine
eight
beings.
Vasus, Dwadash Adityas, these many Prajapatis, like that they say. Dwadash Aditya, eight Vasus, some
Yeah,
of the Prajapatis.
correct, 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 correct. So they are particular group of some like 12 Adityas, they said, like that eight Vasus are there. I don't know exactly who are these eight Vasus and all, but Bhishma is also included in that. Maybe I have to find out more about this. Anyone knows about this Ashtavasus? I
Not
think there is
very.
something when Bhishma is known as eighth Vasu, and there are some seven Vasus before, and there are different pastimes about all those Vasus. I am also not about knowing about the complete truth. I have to find out this.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so thank you all very much. Today we are here in Sridham Pandharpur. Here we had a camp going on. So I was thinking whether to take the reading or not, but then I thought already we couldn't do it last Sunday also. So then almost every weekend we have some or other camp going on. So I thought not to cancel, better I will have the session. And now we will again go back and continue our things. So very nice here. Around 200 youths are there. It's a very big camp. Generally, Radheshampur joins every time, but this time Radheshampur is also not there. We only are managing, trying to manage. Our devotees are doing dramas. Different sessions are happening. Yesterday we had gone for Vitthal Darshan also, and today we went for river bath and all. And here also His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj is also here. So we had Maharaj Association yesterday also. He was there in the morning program. Today also he was in morning program. He was worshipping the deities in the altar in the 4:30. And then after coming, he again sang Tulsi Aarti. Then Guru Puja also he was singing. And only Japa talk also he gave yesterday and today, but we couldn't hear because it was in Hindi and we had some parallel some session. Then we requested Maharaj that Maharaj, if you can speak to all these students separately in English language. So then afternoon when Maharaj was addressing some of the devotees, then he called our Hyderabad devotees also. So only brahmacharis and the senior boys who are already chanting 16 notes. So all of us had gone to Maharaj's room. We met Maharaj there and Maharaj told many things about. He was mainly focusing on youth preaching, how youth preaching is very important. And Maharaj says he is the first youth who got connected because Maharaj says he was a college student when he got connected. His age was only 22 years. He got connected by seeing that Cross Maidan festival. And that time only Prabhupada had only Americans in his movement. Hardly there were any Indians. So Loknath Swami Maharaj was the first one to get. And then he joined Juhu temple, ISKCON Juhu. And then later he became sannyasi. Padayatra, everything he started. He was nicely glorifying about that also. And um, that was very wonderful.
Prabhuji, one question I
So
had, can I, if the time permits?
yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was like, when the Prabhupada was saying that Bhīṣmadeva merged with the super soul, and I had a doubt that when the pure devotees, like, I mean, when the Prabhupada says that merging it with the super soul, and afterwards again they go into different pastimes of the Lord, I mean, taking place, which are taking us to different universes. So here, this is one instance. And what's the difference between this merging and like what is the difference between Shishupal merging with Krishna, Prabhu? I mean, how is it related?
Yeah, there is one merging which is in Brahmajyoti. By that merging, again one comes back in this material world. But Bhishmadev merging means actually Prabhupada is telling also. Merging means basically is completely he soaked himself into the remembrance of the Lord. That is also called, in one sense, we can say it's merging only. Like one gets completely soaked in absorption, he gets absorbed in the thinking and remembrance of the Lord. So that is what it's being said here. Whereas Bhishma remains Bhishma remains as one of the Mahajanas and the eternal associate of Lord Krishna. So that position will remain as it is. So merging doesn't mean that he has lost his form or something. He remains eternal, Krishna remains eternal, and their relationships remain eternal. But the merging that comes in the impersonal way, or the Shishupal and all, those merging is not what is. Of course, Shishupal is a devotee only because of his Jai Vijay. In that way, he goes back to Godhead. So that merging is going back to Godhead. So all the merging, or even sometimes it is said that liberation. So all liberation may not be like some liberation. Sometimes liberation means okay, come out of the cycle of birth and then go back to the spiritual world. But many impersonalists, when they say liberation, they say about merging into the impersonal Brahman. So we have to see on the particular uh, case what is that merging which is told. And here Prabhupada is clarifying also. The merging is not actually merging into the body of Krishna or something. That this merging, what Prabhupada is saying, that is about completely soaked himself into the remembrance of the Lord. That's the thing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Srila
Thank you so much,
Prabhupada
Prabhuji.
ki
Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.